Starting off this hour is Sarasota, Florida. Jamie's calling. Hi, Jamie. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hello, Dave. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Wonderful. Well, Dave, it is no surprise that 2020 has been a very challenging year for everybody.
Freaking dumpster fire.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a very good way to put it. I want something at least good to come out of this year, so I'll just go straight to the point. I have $33,000 in savings. I owe in my house $32,000, and I'm not going to lie, I'm very tempted to pay it off. So I could say I ended 2020, and something good that happened in 2020 was that I paid my house off. I understand that I would be depleting everything, but I do wanted to let you know that I bring about maybe 60 to 70,000 a year, and I do have a steady job. I'm very grateful for that. But obviously, maybe I don't know if it would be a good idea to pay off the home and then restart the what's it called? Emergency fund again. Yeah. So what is your take?
Dude, you've done really good. If you got $33,000, that's more than most people ever see. Way to go.
Yes.
Good job. And you only owe 32 on your house, so life's pretty good. You make 60, you got a steady job. You're 100% out of debt other than that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm on baby step 6.
So the way you're using your words, it sounds like you're single.
Actually, no. I am married and with a child.
Oh, how old's your baby?
Yes. My baby is 1.5.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, dude, you are what's known as an abundance guy. You think in abundance. Okay. You don't think in scarcity. You think good things are going to happen. You don't think bad things are going to happen. Otherwise, you'd be unwilling to go down to $1,000 to your freaking name with a 1.5-year-old. Okay? So, yeah. I am too, and so I'm kind of like you in the way I'm wired. There's nothing wrong with being wired either way. You just kind of recognize what you are and say, well, that's going to affect my tendencies with money. Rachel's new book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, talks about this kind of stuff, as a matter of fact. And so, but the thing is this, I have learned, in spite of the fact that I always believe everything's going to turn out, it doesn't always on the short term. On the long term, it does. But on the short term, you can get kicked in the knee. As a matter of fact, with a young family and a 1.5-year-old, if you intentionally took yourself all the way down to almost no money, that's like sending out an email to Murphy that says, come screw up my life.
No. Okay.
You're asking for trouble, is what I'm saying. And
yes.
And so the beautiful thing about when trouble comes and you have 30 grand in the bank, you just go, trouble, wrong house, dude. Go next door to the broke people. Right? Okay. Leave me alone, trouble. I ain't here. When you break something and you have money, it's an inconvenience. When you break something and you're broke, it's a freaking drama. And so this is the way things work. And I love your question, and I'm the guy that wants you to be out of debt more than anybody else on the planet. So let me ask you this. This is October, I think. Yeah, October.
Yes.
Good. And my brain's coming back now. So could you not save up like $3,000 or $4,000 by the end of the year?
Oh, sure. In fact, I have 3 more paychecks coming this year, and I'm probably saving about roughly about $2,000 each month.
So $6,000 plus $1,000 is $7,000 in a household income of 60. That's a little bit below your 3 to 6 months of expenses, but we could probably say that's an adequate emergency fund, and we could probably give the mortgage company the glorified pinky on New Year's Eve. Sure.
And you wouldn't have a problem personally with that? You think that would be a smart idea to just kind of get rid of it?
$1,000, no, that's not smart. $8,000, yes, I can go with.
Okay.
But even then, I'm going to hold my breath through February and build that on up a little bit more because I want a really healthy emergency fund, because I have just found that the emergency fund is Murphy repellent. And so, but it's a really good question. Number one, you got $33,000. You're a stud. Way to go. Number two, you're thinking, I want to be out of debt. Number three, you think good things are coming in your future. And I think it'd be a great way to end 2022 on New Year's Eve at the party push, submit on the payment button, and be done, baby. But I want you to have the healthier your emergency fund is between now and then, the more comfortable you should be with a baby. It's not me, I ain't got to pay your bills. But I was going to say the more comfortable I would be, but it doesn't change my comfort. It changes yours. So the more comfortable you should be if you have that emergency fund built. So good question. Thanks for joining us. You know, over the years of doing this show, I've had a lot of questions. I'm not poking fun at Jamie at all because he had a really good question. But the number of people who say, I want to do such and such with the emergency fund. If you ever ask yourself that, here's a way to solve it, okay? Is what you're asking an emergency? If the answer is no, then you shouldn't use the emergency fund for that. Now, I think we're going to go on a vacation. We're going to use part of our emergency fund. You have an emergency vacation? Now, some of you are so freaking immature and entitled that you have emergency vacations. But those of us that are grown-ups, we don't have emergency vacations. Although you get to the point sometimes where life beats the crap out of you and you feel like you deserve a vacation. But if you don't have any money, by definition, you don't deserve it, okay? Sorry, no whining. So Sharon and I were laughing about that this weekend. The first thing we bought once we kind of got in a cool position was we bought this little bitty brick house down on the lake. It was our lake house. It was just a little bit better than camping. It's kind of lake house. But we paid cash for it, of course, and we would drive down there. We had little kids, and the little kids, man, there were 3 of them. They'd drive you nuts. We love them, but they'd drive you nuts. And Sharon would be getting down there on Friday to the lake house, and she would always just say, I need a vacation. I need a vacation. So then we bought the lake house, and she's like, you just spent all our vacation money. No, this is your vacation. We're going to the lake house. Yeah, but I got to work all weekend at the lake house. You know, it's not, I got to cook, and still there's kids are still here. So, I still have to work. And so I actually had this, I don't know what you call the thing, like a planter made at the local print shop, and they engrave in the side of the pottery, and it says Sharon's Vacation. And I put a fern in it and put it on the front porch of the lake house. We still have that thing 20-something years later. It's in the new lake house now, by the way, and which is way better than camping. But yeah, Sharon's Vacation emblazoned in the side of the planter. We all get there. We all feel like, in quotes, we need stuff. But it's not a need, it's a want. It's not an emergency, it's a want. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.